film begins with Cassius Cash Green, a young African-American man being interviewed for a telemarketing job at Regal View in San Francisco. Mr. Anderson, the interviewer, points out that Cash lied about some details in his review, such as his alleged bank job, as well as using his friend Salvador as a reference, despite the fact that Sal already works for Regal View. However, Anderson sees potential in Cash because he is clearly ambitious, so he hires him and gives him a script to use. He lives in Oakland with his girlfriend Detroit in his uncle Sergio's garage. Cash is broke and out of luck. He frequently has existential crisis thoughts, which he expresses to Detroit. Sergio also demands 4 months' worth of rent from Cash, as Sergio may have to sell his house soon. Cash begins working at Regal View with the calls, pretending to be in the homes of the people he is calling, but his lack of confidence in his presentation causes the people to hang up on him. Langston, the older caller sitting next to him, tells Cash that he can get more clients by speaking in a white voice rather than his African-American accent. Langston uses his own white voice to demonstrate.
I'm talking about Will Smith's wife, like this young blood.
Hey, Mr. Kramer, this is Langston from Regal View.
During a work meeting, Cash inquires about when the team will be given raises, which is dismissed by Diana Debauchery, the lady in charge of the meeting. Following that, Cash meets Squeeze, a coworker who noticed Cash's question. He invites Cash, Sal, and Detroit out for drinks later. There is an advertisement at the bar for a company called Worry Free, which offers secure jobs, housing, and food. But a protest group called Left Eye believes that Worry Free's employees are using slave labor to cut costs, so they frequently vandalize their billboards throughout the city. Cash and his friends gather for drinks, and Cash makes a white voice toast that stuns the others. Cash begins to use the white voice at work, which earns him a lot of money.
As always, we'll be getting that out to you right away.
Squeeze, on the other hand, leads all of the callers to protest against Regal View because Worry Free is their biggest client, as well as more payment increases. They led a chant of "Fuck you, Regal View," which prompted the bosses to summon Cash to their office. He begins to chastise them, but they inform him that his work has been recognized as exceptional, and he will be promoted to the top floor reserved for power callers.
Welcome, power caller. I hope you did not masturbate today. We need you sharp and ready to go.
Cash begins to make significantly more money as a power caller. He is able to repay Sergio in full, and he and Detroit move into a swanky new apartment, complete with a better bed, TV set, and numerous expensive decorations. Cash ends up abandoning the workers' union because he is making so much more money, crossing their picket line to go to work while claiming he will support them from the sideline. This causes a schism between him, Sal, and Squeeze, and Detroit informs him that if he continues to work for Regal View, they are done. A Left Eye protester named Cynthia Rose tosses a soda can at Cash's head as he walks past the protest line, making her a viral sensation while Cash becomes a laughingstock. Cash meets Mr. Bleep, another power caller who always speaks in a white voice. He informs Cash that he can arrange a meeting with Steve Lift, the CEO of Worry Free. Cash attends a Detroit performance art show. As she recites lines from the film The Last Dragon, she uses her own white voice with a British accent to inform the audience that there are bowls filled with phones, bullet casings, and balloons filled with sheep blood that they can pelt her with. People do this, and Cash is horrified to the point of interrupting the show. Detroit tells him it's all part of the show and walks away. Mr. Bleep and Cash attend a party at Steve's house. Everyone gets high on cocaine, and an orgy occurs. Steve requests that Cash perform a rap, but Cash is inept at it, so he only sings a song arc. End shit, end shit, and shit, with everyone repeating it as if it were a hot lyric. Steve requests a private meeting with Cash. Mr. Bleep has a heart-to-heart with Cash before dropping his white voice for the first time.
Look here, young blood, we don't cry about the shit they should be. We just thrive in what is, and what is opportunity.
Steve offers Cash a line of coke before Cash requests to use the restroom. He enters the wrong room and finds someone in a stall asking for assistance. When Cash opens the door, a half-human, half-horse monstrosity emerges, along with other creatures similar to him. Cash is terrified when Steve discovers him. Steve describes them as equisapiens, and he shows Cash a video of claymation anthropomorphic monkeys demonstrating Worry Free's belief that humans can be used as tools for personal gain, and that the coke is the serum that causes the transformation. Steve, on the other hand, is adamant that he gave Cash regular coke. He invites Cash to join, promising $100 million and only having to be like that for 5 years before being given an antidote. Cash flatly refuses and walks away. After the performance show, Detroit is seen hooking up with Squeeze. Cash awakens in a panic, believing he is still high. He talks to Detroit after he believes he has begun to mutate. Detroit shows him a lost phone video of the Equistrasapiens pleading for help before Steve comes in and threatens to turn them to glue. Cash intends to use the video to expose Worry Free by appearing on the popular show I Got the Shit Kicked Out of Me. Cash must be humiliated by being beaten up on live TV before being dunked in a tank of actual shit before the video is played on his phone. The video only benefits worry-free, sending their stock price skyrocketing and making other insane people see Steve as some sort of messiah. Cash becomes an even bigger laughingstock. After enduring all of his recent trauma, Cash reconciles with Sal and Squeeze. He also reconnects with Detroit, who admits to having an affair with someone else, but it doesn't bother Cash. Cash joins his friends and the rest of the Regal View callers outside of Regal View's building, where they are joined by a large number of protesters. A police SWAT team tries to break them up, but the protesters use statues from Detroit's show, as well as football players from Cash's high school, to hold them back. Cash and his friends hide as the riot becomes more chaotic, until one of the officers knocks Cash out. Cash wakes up in a police van, watching the craziness unfold. Another van tries to run over a group of protesters, but they are stopped by the escaped Equisapiens, who use their superhuman strength to overpower the police. Demarius, the leader of the Equistrasapiens,
We are honored to be in your presence.
Dude, I'm from East Oakland. Talk regular.
frees Cash and his companions before they flee into the night. Cash returns to Sergio's garage, but this time he redecorates it. He gives Sal the nicer car he bought as an apology gift. Detroit returns to Cash's home. Cash feels something painful on his nose just as they're getting comfortable. Detroit notices that Cash's nostrils resemble those of a horse. Before the credits roll, Steve is at home until he notices Cash, who leads the other Equistrasapiens into his home. Cash slams the door and lets out a terrifying roar. Don't forget to subscribe to the WhatCinephile channel for more movie recaps, reviews, trailers, and news.